There we go. Okay, we're reading from the color complex, and um, I was reading from it because we've been dealing with a lot of colorism lately. People of color, and as Biden puts more people of color in his cabinet, excuse the lighting, it's late. It looks a little weird, almost like it's black and white, right? Half black and white and part color. What's that effect? I don't know what that effect is. But anyway, I'm in a different room, and like I was saying, Biden's filling out his cabinet with people of color. Um, and he thinks that that's going to satisfy people. But even if it satisfies people, what does it really matter? Because it's not the color, it's your mind, it's your ideology, your philosophy, it's the concepts that you um, push that are important. And you can find black monsters and people of color that are monsters, just like you can find white people that are monsters. You can find people of color who hate black people worse than white people do. So figured I'd read from a color complex, deal with colorism, and you read these books and then you go back in and you just forget how horrible our community, the shape that we're in. But let's go. Childhood friends who have quite different skin colors may find it increasingly difficult to maintain their closeness as they become teenagers. Light skinned adolescents may discover that their popularity is rising and perhaps will conclude with friendships with dark skinned chums might cost them socially. In no other developmental phase is skin color so closely linked to attractiveness, popularity, and self worth, especially for black girls, who throughout junior high and high school learn to compete over looks. As one black high school girl put it, the most popular girls in school are nearly always light skinned. If a dark skinned girl is allowed to hang with them, it is either because she has a car or is from a wealthy family. Otherwise, she isn't going to cut it. Black teenage boys also have to struggle with the significance of color, but perhaps because boys are more likely to learn to compete on the playing field and in the classroom, issues of color are not as central in their sense of self worth. In A Question of Color, a public television documentary about interracial color discrimination, director Kath Sandler interviewed two black male friends, Keon and Keith, nicknamed Shay, about how skin color affected their relationship. Keon, Shay is always the cute one. He's the cute one because he's the one with the light skin and the nice hair. And it's like he smiles and gives everybody that low, adorable look. And it's like Shay is always the cute one. And that has even gone as far as to the point where I be trying to talk to somebody and they be like, yeah, you're cute and all, but who's the light skinned one? And that's rough. Shay, you may feel at the time real rejected, just a little rejected, but yet he and I are above that. We know that I'm light skinned and he knows that my hair is better texture, or a different texture. It's no better, it's just a different texture. And that being in America, people like white, people like light. Keon, we don't even discuss it between the two of us, and we're best friends. I mean, I know why I don't bring it up. I don't bring it up because I wouldn't want to cause an argument over something like that. Because we're not friends over the color of our skin, we're friends over the people that we are. Although Keon and Shay seem to have a healthy attitude, it took a documentary for them to get their feelings out into the open. Likewise, on Teen Summit, a talk show on cable's Black Enterprise Television (BET) channel, a roundtable discussion on colorism revealed a complex of emotions. One dark-skinned black teenager admitted that she resented people telling her you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. A light-skinned girl spoke about her embarrassment over male friends who made fun of the dark-skinned girls by saying, if you put oil on a dark-skinned girl, she'll look like a patent leather shoe. A teenage boy astutely pointed out that skin color discrimination within the black community is part of a bigger problem that all minorities in a white society must deal with. On college campuses, as well as in high schools, blacks of similar skin color tend to stick together. Very dark skinned black women often were disappointed to discover that even beyond high school, they may still be treated as social outcasts. In Invisibility Blues From Pop to Theory, Michelle Wallace writes that even during the radical 60s, the darkest skinned sisters at Howard University usually ended up staying in their dorm together on weekend nights. These misfits, all dark without exception, all with afros that were too nappy, chose to stay in and watch television or listen to records rather than take advantage of the score of one night stands they could probably achieve before being taunted into running to their parents as fallen women. But no one talked about why we stayed in on Friday and Saturday nights on a campus that was well known for its parties and nightlife, guzzling gin, cheating at poker, choking on cigarettes that dangled precariously from the corners of our mouths. We'd signify if we could only be woman white enough, was the general feeling of most of us as we trotted off to bed. And that's it. I wish we could talk to each other more about this. It's kind of silly in a way, the skin color thing, but it can affect you. I remember when I was a teenager back in the 80s, and as I became a little older, what I would do is I would try to go away from the light skin because I felt like I was being manipulated by society toward them. So I went hard in the other direction, and so which is not good either. But it just goes to show you how this stuff affected us. Now, as I went through my 20s, I thought, this is kind of silly. I just dated who I wanted. But this stuff, even though this book is old, this stuff is really still around. And I'm reading, I'm amazed, but it's there. And I hope after 2020 we can come out of that at least. Because we're coming out of a revolutionary moment, and it don't seem like black people ain't really changed at all. But maybe we could change this. Something. We gotta come out with something. And I hope that at least we'd get this. Until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of your mind and your bodies and be safe.